Hello everybody, day 18 of Shelter. Trust you're all well. Today we're continuing with recognizing patterns, and I've mentioned masks before but not really gone into it and allowed you to perhaps do a little bit of the work yourself. So masks it is, and we're looking at how useful masks are. And the truth is we all wear them at some time or another. And another truth is that a lot of the times they are helpful, and much of the time they are certainly not. When we talk about authenticity, our masks are definitely the things that we hide behind. So the only reason we would really wear them is because we would like somebody to think a certain way about us, or we're trying to portray something that we think would be acceptable to others. So I think the whole discussion is determining whether you do wear masks, who you wear them with, and whether you would like to remove them in certain relationships. So there certainly are times, I just want to reiterate, that wearing a mask can be very, very helpful. So perhaps you're sitting in a meeting and you're feeling extremely distraught about something that's just gone on. But it's not the appropriate time to fall into an emotional state and to flare up or react. Perhaps it's a good thing or wise to actually keep the mask on and to circle back and to go back and then say, could we have a discussion around what was going on for me there? So in that situation, you might be wearing a mask for a period, but it's to keep face within that moment simply because perhaps it's inappropriate. So an exercise that you could do is to draw yourself a mask on a piece of paper and to draw a line through it so that you've got 4 quadrants of your mask. And have a look at 4 of your most important relationships. So for me, my most important relationships are my hubby, my kids, family, and then friends. And in fact, possibly clients as a 5th one. And the reason why I'm asking you to look at 4 different areas of your most important relationships is because it gives you quite a lot of insight in terms of where you wear your masks and perhaps where you don't. So some of the questions you want to ask yourself on the first mask, on the front of the mask, is what is it that you present to the outside world? What is it, how is it that you would like to be seen by your husband, by your children, by your clients, or by your family? So I'm going to just throw some examples around for you. I love to do that so you can just get some of your own thoughts going. So let's say that I am wanting to show up, sharing or showing the world that I'm caring, kind, reliable, loving, trusted, wise, can be counted on. Those are some words that sort of come to mind. And then obviously you would be thinking about what do you do so that people would actually see those attributes that you want them to see. So these would be in your actions. And of course, your values and your real integrity really does come to life when you can action what you really want to portray to the world, because it then shows you up as being credible, authentic, and you can be trusted. On the reverse of your mask, I would like you to answer the question with the same 4 people that you're looking at. What do you want your mask to hide? What is it that you prefer people not to see? So some of the things I would maybe like people not to see is maybe that I am vulnerable, that I am lonely, that I am also afraid, that I do feel fearful emotions. I don't always know the right answer. I don't have all the answers. I've already said that. So things along that line. And what do you do so that people won't see these things in you? So what are the behaviors and the patterns that you go in to hide those things? And you will work that out for yourself. And then you want to most certainly, once you've got to what you want them to see and what you don't want them to see, already there you should get quite a lot of insights. And now you want to start applying some consequential thinking, which, by the way, is an emotional intelligence skill set where you want to start checking in with, okay, so how is this mask actually serving me or not serving me? And do I want to make a decision to actually start removing it in certain areas? You would have noticed that on the reverse, on the second mask, where we're wanting to hide certain things, it is definitely your fears, your vulnerabilities, your shame, your unworthiness or insecurities that will start standing up there, whatever that might be for you. So when we look at some of the costs and benefits to yourself and to others of working hard to hold onto the mask, and remember, this is hard work. It takes an enormous amount of emotion and drain to keep a mask in place because you can't be authentic. You're always trying to cover up or be something that you're not. So what are some of the benefits for you maybe to keep a mask on to yourself? Is perhaps self-protection, which is obviously why you're doing it. Non-exposure. Not needing to step into vulnerability and obviously feel the discomfort that comes with that. Those are just some things that might come to mind. What are the benefits to others of you wearing your mask? Very little, I think, because truthfully, they don't really get to know the real you. So you end up having superficial conversations, never really sharing what is the truth about what's going on for you. And then, of course, we need to look at, so what are the costs to you? And the costs to you might be that you remain lonely, disconnected, and not really being true to yourself. And, of course, the fears that would come with that. And then the costs to others is that they probably wouldn't have deep relationship with you. They wouldn't know the real you once again. And they'd not be able to support you or have empathy in whatever situation you're going through. So wearing our masks to a large degree actually disconnects us from those that are close to us or those that are around us. And remember, if we think about what vulnerability is, and because vulnerability is actually, to most people, uncertainty, risk, and emotional exposure. But it's also the birthplace of love and belonging and connection and the worthiness that we're looking for. So if this is a subject that interests you, I'm obviously moving into the vulnerability aspects now, which is really what is highlighted when we take off our masks, is the vulnerability that we need to step in to really show the world who we are. And remember, courage is such a beautiful word. It's core. And actually it says, tell your story with your whole heart. So that's where we really step into being wholehearted and sharing ourselves with the world. And that's really where our gift comes alive. So if this is a subject that really interests you, I think it was a day or two back, I posted a 6 seconds Growing You online workshops that we're having. I'm running one on Wednesday afternoon from 5 to 6 South African time. It's a minimal fee, and I think that you would gain an enormous amount from it. So please register for that, join us online, and if you're not ready for it this week, we'll definitely be running some more online webinars just to start integrating and talking about some of these things so that you can actually get to work with them for yourself. So these one-sided conversations aren't always useful, but hopefully they've piqued some interest and also allowed you to think a little bit around how each of these things are showing up for you, so that you may know yourself better and grow in deeper awareness. Stay well, and I'll see you on day 19.